In this series, we'll be taking you around the world in 30 minutes. From travel tips to holiday how-tos, enticing experiences to amazing adventures. Just imagine this. Coming up, it's back to the 80s in Bali for a breathtaking cliff-top concert with all of the biggest hits of the decade.
It's going to be an event to be remembered for life.
Travel adventurer David Whitehill
I'll get that.
discovers the wonders of ancient China. And an exclusive limited offer travel deal into the magical world of Downton Abbey. Hi, I'm Deborah Hutton and welcome to Imagine This. Joining me on the travel couch is quite the lineup. From Australia's #1 travel publication Escape, we have editor Rowena Ryan, adventurer David Whitehill and wildlife lover Tim Dormer. Great to have you guys here. Now, Rowena, I'm going to start with you. We talk about a lot of cruises on this show. You're the expert, so what I need from you is some great travel tips.
Yeah, so look, I think at check-in, I always take a carry-on with me and put swimmers and what I'll need for the day, because it does take a while for your luggage to get from check-in to your cabin. So you can have a few hours, you want to lie by the pool or do some things, you want to have access to a few of your clothes.
That's true, you don't think about that, do you?
Yeah, shore excursions, they sell out really quickly. So they're one of the things you should probably try and pre-book, get online, pick the ones you want to do and just book them.
Right, so put your cosy on, grab a cocktail and start studying
Exactly.
shore excursions.
Exactly right.
How many cruises have you been on?
Do you know what? I'm about to do my first cruise next year. It's my mum's 60th. And she said the entire family is coming on a cruise because her and dad go cruising all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit jealous. I like the idea of being taken care of and then stopping off somewhere.
So where are you off to?
I don't know where, but I have said that we are all wearing matching Hawaiian shirts.
So that's actually a really good travel tip. If you're in a large group, you can lose each other. So it's actually quite good having like your Okanui print or something like that to be able to find your guys. What about cruising for you, Dave?
Look, cruising, actually, funnily enough, you said with your parents, because I was lucky enough, I went with mum through Europe. On a cruise type of thing, And you know, you don't normally spend a couple of weeks with your mum at this age in life. So it was great, and there's so much time to bond. And,
they're great for extended families because it's something for everyone. So you can go with the grandparents, parents, kids, grandkids.
And they've all got places to go.
That's right. I think the big thing as well is the space.
You can lose each other. I know it's really great to go away together, but you can actually lose each other.
The Hawaiian shirt comes off.
All right, over to Lockie Daddo on the deal desk. Hi, darling.
Deb, so great to see you. And team, thank you for being here again. It's unreal.
Lockie.
Rowena, some of your tips around what to take on a cruise ship was fantastic, and I especially like the one, take stuff in your carry-on, so you can jump straight in that pool.
Absolutely.
What it's all about.
I know.
Nice,
so
right?
you got to have a good one for us. Come on, where are we going now?
Absolutely. This next deal has an amazing cruise tacked onto it, and it all kicks off in a country rich in tradition and culture. Did you know the Great Wall of China is 21,000 kilometres long, the largest structure ever made by human hands? But it's not until you step foot on this incredible wonder of the world that you really do start to appreciate its scale and the ingenuity behind its construction. But the Great Wall is not the only feature of Imagine Cruising's escorted tour of Beijing and Xi'an, riddled with facts and figures. You'll also visit the Forbidden City, an ancient palace where more than 10,000 people once lived behind 30-foot walls, as well as one of the world's most important archaeological discoveries, 8,000 terracotta soldiers created by China's first emperor more than 2,200 years ago. The opportunity to see these historical marvels in person is a highlight of Imagine Cruising's exclusive China tour, from the ancient capital of Xi'an to the modern capital of Beijing. But first, other Asian delights are on offer, with it all kicking off with a 2-night stay in Singapore, exploring the gardens, the shops and the cosmopolitan streets. Then it's all aboard Cunard's Queen Elizabeth, heading north along the coastline of Vietnam to legendary Ha Long Bay with its emerald waters and towering limestone islands. Then the bright lights of Hong Kong await, where you can shop till you drop before heading to China's most extravagant city, the futuristic and ever-growing Shanghai. You could call this tour a slice of Chinese history from its ancient past to its modern wonders. And here's a tip. For one of the best views of Shanghai's skyline, head to one of the many rooftop bars along the Bund at sunset. It's an amazing sight watching all those neon lights spring to life. Now, if you'd like to book this incredible package, then call the number on your screen and quote the promo code, or find everything you need to know at imaginethis.com.au. How great does this one sound?
That's massive. When you look at the whole thing going through China, and Shanghai is just such an extraordinary city. I remember spending a week there and I thought it was just unbelievable because it's the old, you've got the old and the new.
It's that contrast across the Bund with the old city here, the new city there. It's just fabulous. And the dumplings.
Oh, and the dumplings.
Dumpling bar.
The dumplings.
How amazing are the hole in the wall dumpling setups there?
Yeah.
Because you'll have all sort of the 5-star beautiful places, but the dumpling walls are unbelievable.
I actually remember going to Beijing when it was called Peking, and it was back, and it was quite extraordinary. Have you spent much time?
No, I haven't at all, but apparently the natural landscapes are incredible. Like, you think it's a very built-up country, but once you get out of the city, it's these beautiful green mountains, like blue rivers. It's a fascinating country.
You go there now and go, oh, yeah, World Heritage, check it out. But if you do a little bit of research before you go,
it's a myth.
Opens it up.
It's a myth you can see it from space, isn't it?
It is.
But Dave, what you were saying about do your research, one of the great things about this package is that there is the guided tour that will tell you all you need to know, which really does bring an experience to life.
100%.
Good. Well, David, it's always great to have your vision on this show. Love to hear you tell.
It's always wonderful to come on.
Okay, thanks for joining us, and stick around for more travel talk. We'll be back straight after the break. Coming up, it's luxury cruising all the way back to the 80s for a once-in-a-lifetime Bali clifftop concert.
It's going to be an event to be remembered for life.
Hi, and welcome back to Imagine This. Joining us on the couch is travel entrepreneur and founder of Imagine Cruising, Robin Della. Robin, welcome to the couch.
Thanks, Deborah. It's nice to be.
Now, listen, you're the inspiration behind all these sort of cruising packages, and the way you put them together, I'm intrigued. I mean, where does that inspiration come from?
It started, I was on holiday with a family in Dubai, and we stay at the Jumeirah Beach Hotel. So it's the hotel that has the backdrop of the amazing Burj Al Arab. And we went down for dinner one evening, and it just so happened there was an Indian wedding taking place on the beach.
Oh, wow.
And if you know Indian weddings, they're really extravagant and colourful. And I just thought, wouldn't it be amazing if we could recreate that, but for a concert? So all these ideas kind of start with the assumption that the answer is going to be probably not, but let's give it a go. So I flew back home after the holiday, went back to the team. There, and a year later, there we were, Catherine Jenkins.
Really?
Exactly the same location. And that evening, to me, it was the first time I've genuinely been lost for words. And at the end, my daughter Libby handed Catherine some flowers on stage, so it's a really special moment.
Well, you know, we were talking about the 80s earlier, and you've sort of got quite a big package coming up there, but I gotta say, the 80s, I mean, that's my era. You weren't even born, Tim.
My hair, it's the only era that this hair was acceptable.
We were desperate to have hair like you, that's true.
But I think the amazing thing about the 80s, it's completely cross-generational. You know, my kids know all the 80s tunes, they all know all the words, and I think it's as popular today as it was back then.
Oh, for sure.
And I think that was the reason we wanted to focus in on it.
No, it's a great idea. Lockie, where were you in the 80s?
I was a child of the 80s. I was finishing school in the 80s. I had a lot of firsts in the 80s. The thing I remember about the 80s is fluoro.
Oh,
Bright T-shirts and everything was fluoro.
And I think you're also defined by what you wore.
Shoulder pads, wasn't it?
Shoulder pads, massive hair, big hair, big earrings, everything was big.
Blue eyeshadow.
Blue eyeshadow.
What was your hairstyle, Robin, in the 80s?
I was a new romantic, and I think it was because it was smart dress and the wedge haircut with the hair coming down. We kind of need a bit of imagination to put that together today. But
I love it. So, Lockie, what were you running around in school uniform?
I must have read into my future because I had short hair up the back, but I had really long on top.
Yeah, sure.
I was making up for what I haven't got now. Robin, it's so great to see you here.
Good to see you as well.
Thank you for being here. Now, we have an offer that's going to take you guys right back to the 80s, reliving the soundtrack of your youth in a tropical paradise. Beautiful Bali, Australia's favourite holiday destination, and for many, their very own slice of heaven. But there's a new dress code for this earthly paradise. Thinking about leg warmers, padded shoulders, Deb, fingerless gloves. Yep, we're going back to the 80s at the nostalgic concert of a lifetime. Held on a magical cliff top overlooking Bali's Jimbaran Bay, this intimate event, exclusive to clients of Imagine Cruising, will feature some of the most memorable stars of the 80s and their chart-topping hits. Who can forget Tainted Love by Mark Almond? Or Vienna by Midge Ure? Or T'Pau with their epic ballad, China in Your Hand? And of course, the irresistible Belinda Carlisle taking the stage alongside pop-punk princess Toya Wilcox.
I can't wait to get to Bali because it's got an incredible history. Architecturally, it's brilliant. It's a beautiful island. It's in a beautiful place. For my set, they're going to get all the Toya hits. We have a fantastic band behind us, and it's going to be an event to be remembered for life.
Following this amazing one-off event, concert goers can treat themselves to a little slice of luxury and let down their perms by upgrading to the 5-star oceanfront digs at Laguna Beach Resort, before transferring to Singapore, where the next leg of this incredible adventure awaits. After 2 days exploring the futuristic skyline, the fabulous food and amazing cultures of this cosmopolitan city, it's all aboard Voyager of the Seas on a 4-night cruise through Southeast Asia. This incredible Royal Caribbean ship has all the onboard facilities you'll need for a jam-packed holiday at sea, with stop-offs at some of Asia's most evocative ports, like the colonial streets of Penang and the beautiful beaches of Phuket. So really, what more could you ask for? Relaxation in some of Southeast Asia's most heavenly locations, accompanied by the soundtrack of your youth. For more information about this fantastic package, call the number on your screen and quote the promo code, or find out a whole lot more at imaginethis.com.au. Guys, we're going back to the future.
Lockie, do you remember the only way you could listen to music in those days was with a Walkman?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, with the
That's
headphones
right.
and everything. So, listen, why did you choose Bali?
To be honest, I've never been to Bali.
So it's all about you.
I'm here.
Where do I want to go?
I'm definitely here as a student, but no. It's become so popular for the Brits, and I think it's one of those locations that we dream about. You know, the palm trees and the beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
You've got Ibiza. See, I thought Bali was our version of that. Australians love Bali.
Yeah.
I've got
It's
friends
our
that go
favourite.
every year.
Yeah.
And Bali's got everything. Like, you've got the beautiful temples that you can go and explore. You've got amazing food. You do rainforest treks.
Yeah.
I mean, the snorkeling in the ocean, we did that. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So because you're a bit of a wildlife lover, but, you know, is there certain things the way you travel that you can help us out?
Yeah, I
travelling
think
through
these
Asia?
days you've got to be conscious about where you're spending your money, and particularly where it affects animals and wildlife. And I think we're getting better at it now. I remember the first time I went to Thailand, 15 years ago, straight out of school, I booked for one of the elephant treks, and I thought it was an amazing experience with my mates.
Yeah.
These days, I would never do an elephant trek. I was in Phuket a few weeks ago, and we decided against it.
Yeah.
Because it's not good for their mental or physical health to be kept like that, and many tourists don't know. So just do some research and support sanctuaries and places where you'll
Absolutely.
see the animals interacting in their environment and with each other, doing natural behaviours,
Yeah.
not being forced to do something.
We're becoming more aware now as well, aren't we? I think.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
travelers, definitely.
Educational.
Yeah. Rowena, have you been through Asia much?
Yeah, I've done Bali, Hong Kong. I've done Thailand, not Cambodia or Vietnam, which are very hot at the moment. But it's a culture hit too. Like, it's so different to home, you know, and it's affordable. You're getting beautiful meals for, you know, $5 pad thai on the side of the road sort of thing.
He's getting more and more
I
into
know.
it.
I can't wait to go now.
The other thing about Asia that I find is it's fast and it's furious and there's people everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's a bash of the senses around smells and everything that comes to life. But there's also these moments of quiet magic that happen. And it's just a matter of keep your eyes open and look for them, and it's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah, that's very true.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you need to get on some of your own cruises.
Need to stop the working.
Stop working.
Start to enjoy it.
Start enjoying.
Good tip. I'll take that one away.
I'm good. Happy to
Do
be
your
of
own
service.
research, Robin.
Robin, it's really lovely having
Thanks
you
for
on the
having
couch and having a chat, and we look forward to lots more experiences that you can create for us.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful stuff. Now, don't go away because there's plenty more to come on Imagine This. After the break, your very own chance to live like royalty.
It is a very splendid and spectacular building. Guests experience what it was to be in Downton Abbey.
The limited one-off holiday experience. Welcome back to Imagine This. Well, joining us on the travel couch is our favourite history and culture buff, Dr. Amy Clark. Lovely to see you.
Thanks.
Now, I've got you sitting here. Let's talk British, right? And I want to know, if you were going to go to a film location set, where would you go?
I am a little bit obsessed with Outlander. I love the idea of walking into a stone circle and being transported back in time and then meeting some ravishing, muscular Highland guy. And like, who doesn't want that?
Yeah, you were all there with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll tell you, one of my favourite shows is Downton Abbey. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Extraordinary. It's such a visual sort of overload.
I mean, I had to stop watching after a few seasons because it was just getting too emotionally intense.
You were too involved. You were way too involved.
Yeah. But I mean, the house, Highclere, where they filmed that, has become such an iconic attraction.
Not bad.
It's a beautiful estate, and it just sort of rises out of the landscape like this amazing Tudor-era castle.
Yeah.
It's been there, we think, going back to the 15th century.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was really at the first stage quite a small, little, modest castle. If you can have a modest castle.
What? Yes.
It's still a
That's
castle.
how you start,
Yeah,
right?
of course. And then exactly. So it wasn't until the 19th century that it came to look the way it does now. And it was an architect, Charles Barry. He was the architect that also redesigned the Houses of Parliament.
Oh.
And when you see the two of them side by side, you actually can see the
similarities.
Yeah. The outside is great, but the reason why people go, I think, is to be inside.
Yeah, of course.
To sort of feel like they're part of what Lady Mary was, in there enjoying.
Yeah.
Obviously, her family's still living there, so they've got bits of their own furniture that they've had to take off.
So they've just sort of obviously got certain days where they allow the public to come through.
I think it's a couple of months over summer
That's right.
when you can get tickets and go and visit.
The family has a little cottage, which I think is quite cute, on the estate that they live in during summer, so they're out of the way,
Yeah.
and then they move back to the castle in winter.
And do they get around in period costumes?
I don't know, but
You just want to dress up, don't you?
I'd love to walk
Yeah,
through there.
I mean, that certainly wouldn't attract attention.
What about you, Lockie? Does that take your fancy?
I love going to film sets because you see where all the magic happens.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to me to go, wow, it doesn't look like it looked on the telly, or it looks better, or it looked bigger.
Yeah,
And just
exactly.
answering those questions is always really interesting.
Yeah,
But as you guys are all fans of Downton Abbey,
we are.
you got a package, I think.
Hope so.
Yeah, no, this is a really good one. Good news for all Downton Abbey fans. Your favourite aristocratic family saga is coming to the big screen in 2019. And even better news, you can also visit the set dining in true Lord of the Manor style in the very castle that doubles as the home of the Crawleys. This stately manor needs no introduction after its starring role in the British drama Downton Abbey. But in real life, this is Highclere Castle, home to the 8th Earl and Countess of Carnarvon.
There's been a home here, a collection of buildings, since 749 AD. My husband's family acquired it in 1679. It's had two owners for 1,300 years. It's got 300 rooms, 50 to 80 bedrooms, and it sits in 1,000 acres of parkland, not far from London and north of Winchester.
In this incredible package, limited to just 100 Imagine Cruising guests, fans of Downton Abbey don't just get a sneak peek behind the scenes of the magnificent estate, they'll also be guests at a gala dinner, experiencing the lavish setting and formal service of a bygone era.
When Imagine Cruising guests arrive, they come in through the park and you drive up the main drive and you begin to get a glimpse of the castle. And it is a very splendid and spectacular building. And then wonderful dinner here, delicious food, and experience what it was to be in Downton Abbey.
This amazing insight into the high life comes after a one-night stay in London to catch a glimpse of this historic yet cosmopolitan city before heading to the medieval town of Winchester, your base for the Downton Abbey experience. Your taste of the royal life will then continue on the next leg of your adventure, a 14-night cruise to Norway and Iceland on board Queen Victoria. One of Cunard's 3 queens, this elegant cruise ship embodies British style with luxury down to the finest detail. And the destinations that await are some of the most beautiful on the planet. The coastal glaciers of Norway and the dramatic geothermal wonders of Iceland. Now, this package has it all from stately homes, fine dining and grand cruise ships to fascinating landscapes. And here's a tip, during your drinks reception, you'll get to explore some of the staterooms, and the saloon and the drawing room really are truly magnificent. For more information about this spiffy package, call the number on the screen and quote the promo code, or, as always, go to imaginethis.com.au for all the information you want.
Spiffing package.
Lockie, love that.
Lockie, listen, you live right next to your own film location, don't you?
Do I have Home and Away around?
Right there.
I see all the stars.
Yeah, so Rowena, have you got a little favourite film location you like?
I really want to go to Croatia for Game of Thrones. I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan, so that would be my number 1.
And Croatia just generally.
And Croatia, don't go in the summer.
What about
Jurassic Park. I would love to go to Hawaii, yeah. There's a few movies actually shot
Kauai, I think.
Yeah.
It's actually near Waikiki. It's just around the corner from Waikiki, Diamond Head.
I'm slightly different. I want to go to this set of Something's Got to Give. Remember Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson and that house set in the Hamptons? I'm sure the house exists, but I think they created the set for the big kitchen and everything. But it's just one of the most extraordinary houses.
You know what I think is hilarious is for Lord of the Rings in New Zealand, they created the whole Hobbit village.
Hobbiton.
Yes.
Right,
Didn't go.
which is not historically accurate, but people that go there think that hobbits were a real thing. And
Don't tell them. Well, it's just nice to have the illusion of it anyway.
is.
It's like, it's called escapism, and you just go in there, whether you want to hang out with hobbits or hang out with Lockie at up at Home and Away, you know, it's all possible, really. Guys, thanks for coming in. It's always great to hear your stories.
Thanks,
and we look
Deb.
forward to seeing you next time. Over to you, Lockie. What do you reckon?
Absolutely, guys, thank you so much, Deb. It's been an absolute pleasure. Now, if you'd like further information on any of the packages you've seen, whether it was ancient treasures of China, back to the 80s in Bali, or a very British affair, you know what to do. Head to our website, imaginethis.com.au. Deb, thank you.
Thank you. Listen, and thank you. And make sure you join us next time for Imagine This. Next time, it's an experience to be savoured on one of the world's most glamorous train journeys, the Venice Simplon Orient Express.